Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. We are running right along with harvest, and today may very well be the last day, more than likely tomorrow. So we've got one farm left to harvest, and we've been chugging right along, but it seems like we've had quite a bit of problems this harvest with things breaking down, whether it be the truck, combine having issues. Nothing's really been very major and held us up. It's been a lot of little things that have slowed us down. We were on track to finish, first part of November this year, and it is way later than that. But hopefully we have the issues with the truck figured out, at least for the time being. We were having an issue with a short. One of the wires ran down along the engine and the frame. I'm pretty sure it was a wire that went to the alternator or the batteries over to the computer. And the wire was shorting out against the frame because it was getting pinched in there, and it had actually rubbed the entire outside of the cable away. So like all the outside, the conduit, everything was gone, and it was just bare wire there. And how I wasn't having more problems with it, I don't really know, but it was shorting out, and I could tell because it was missing as I was going up hills. Seems like it did it at like the same spot every time. Ironically, it never ever did it to me when I was driving in town, when I really needed the truck to not do that, going through traffic lights, whatever. So all that balancing, must have been causing it to fluctuate, and it was causing issues with the computer. And the computer wasn't giving any codes or anything to really help us pinpoint it down until one day I was down in Dubuque. Truck wouldn't start. One of the bolts fell out of the starter, and then I tapped it with a hammer to get it to turn over because it was just clicking. Tapped it with a hammer, and sure enough, starter fired right up. But one of the times I tapped it with the hammer, the short happened right in front of me, right next to the starter. So we went along, wrapped that temporarily to get by. Seems like it made it significantly better, and we've been trucking right along. So actually, since yesterday, we've had other truckers come in and help us get harvesting. So the combine can actually harvest 2,700 bushels an hour, but I can only haul out 1,000 bushels about every hour and a half, depending on where we're hauling from. So we're on our farthest farms from home and from the elevator. So it really, I think, is going to help having extra trucks, because there's a big gap between where I haul down and they have to wait for me to come back. So having another truck, I think, is really going to help. In the long run, we're looking to speed things along, give us a little bit more time before the weather turns to the worst, to hopefully get some tillage done before it gets too cold. The last 2 days we've had a frost each morning, and this morning seems a lot colder than yesterday even. So we're about to head down to Dubuque for the first load of the day. We just moved to our last field last night, got everything set up, filled the truck up from the previous field, got all of our equipment moved around, so it was kind of late before we got done last night. But Hannah and I got up early this morning with Penny, and we're going to Dubuque. Let's go. It's early, ain't it?
And cold.
Mm-hmm. We've been slowly increasing our acres since I bought Big Red, and it's been more and more difficult for me to keep up over the past few years. And our number of acres that are in corn and soybeans on a given year never stays the same. Some years we have more corn, which makes it harder for me to keep up. This is one of those years where there's a lot more corn than there is beans. And that's just the way the rotations work. But I've been looking at getting another truck, but we're right at that tipping point now where hiring it for the meantime is going to help us speed harvest along, so that we can hopefully pick up a few more acres before we expand to running 2 trucks. And that's kind of why I've been teaching Hannah to drive the truck too, so that I'm not the only one who knows. What that looks like, I can't really say, because the next truck I buy will probably be a replacement for Big Red. And over time, I'd like to get a second, more reliable truck. But for now, working with what I got. It seems like the yields this year are really, actually they're extremely variable. One of my fields averaged 184, which was extremely low, but I have other questions about that field. At the rate this is going, I think it's going to probably take all of tomorrow yet. They're still calling for rain tonight, but I don't think that's going to stop us from harvesting tomorrow. It would have taken us easily twice as long. We're going to do this farm in 2 days. Usually it does take me about 4 on my own. But it's nice because I know that these guys aren't waiting very long with the carts. I actually got back here before Dad made it back with the other cart. So I think 2 trucks right now is pretty much the sweet spot for the amount of acres that we're running. So very nice to be able to get Aero Trucking back out here. They're the ones that have been hauling our corn historically, and Chris has always done a really good job of getting us trucks. It's just that when it comes to farming, you got to try to do as much as you can to keep money into the farm. And if we can start throwing trucks at Chris again, I mean, more the merrier, because it's all about finding that sweet spot of being able to harvest in a timely manner and being able to pick up more acres, because just running 1 truck, we're hitting a wall, especially since the combine now we've upgraded a couple years ago. We're just running the 9510. Big Red was fine, but with this combine, it definitely outclasses just having 1 semi. down to the last 20 acres, and we're having a little bit of scheduling problems because nowhere's open tomorrow. I came all the way out to Dyersville today because Gavilon, or Viterra now, closed at noon. I did manage to get down there about 10 before, so that saved me a bit of time. This is the only load that I'm going to get to Dyersville today. But tomorrow, the current plan is to load up a few more trucks if we can get them set out. And then Monday afternoon, they're calling for rain. So really, we only have until Monday around noon, before right now is when they're calling for the rain to start. We only have until then to finish the last 20 acres, which I'm not going to fill up again tonight, so that'll be another 5 acres in the truck. So really, we're looking at 3 to 4 more trucks that we really need to fill, not including this one, which tomorrow we'll probably go and load it up, since we got to go up there anyway, assuming we can get trucks. But that way they didn't have to sit and wait for me for 3 hours to get back. But I always enjoy coming here. I really enjoy it because it's quick to dump, and then you get to smell the DDGs. This should be the last day of harvest. My harvest period's been going for a month, and roughly a month and a half, just over. So I'm ready to shave it off. But Aero Trucking is bringing 5 total trucks today, which is really helping us get this done, because tomorrow they're calling for an inch and a half of rain. And at this point, we all just want to get the equipment back home, because there's other things that we need to get done, like tillage, when it dries up. And right now they are calling for the weather to straighten out next week, so hopefully we can get some of that done then, before it gets real cold. They're just about to do the last pass now. Hannah and I are gonna run over and get Big Red. We parked it at another farm, and then we'll dump whatever's on there, so then they didn't have to haul a partial load. But I'm glad to be done. This has been an exhausting year. Managed to get all of the corn out, and we got 4 trucks from Aero Trucking yesterday. That allowed us to fit the overflow onto Big Red, which is about half a load that I'm taking down today. And now we can focus on other things. So after today, they're calling for 2 inches just today, but then after this, the forecast looks clear. So we're hoping that we can get some tillage done, get the fertilizer on, and work on some other projects before the ground really starts to harden up. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out all of our other ones. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. All how farms work. After that, we'll see you next time.